Green card holders, this is huge. The US government just changed the travel rules, giving you more freedom to leave and return without risking your permanent resident status. But before you pack your bags, there's a crucial catch you need to know, because one wrong move could cost you your green card. Want to travel smart and stay safe? Let's break down everything you must know right now. Alright, let's start with the good news, because everyone loves that first. The US Citizenship and Immigration Services, USCIS, has officially updated its guidance to green card holders, legally known as lawful permanent residents, LPRs, on travel outside the US. They're giving green card holders more flexibility to travel freely without immediately jeopardizing their permanent resident status. Previously, green card holders had to be very careful about trips outside the US, especially if they lasted 6 months or longer. Even a trip as short as 6 months could trigger intense scrutiny at the border. The concern was always this: if you stay outside the US too long, the government might assume you abandoned your permanent residence. This could result in being denied re-entry or having your green card revoked, a nightmare scenario for many. But now, the new rules recognize the realities of today's world: families separated across countries, global work assignments, emergencies, and yes, even pandemic-related travel disruptions. The government is acknowledging that LPRs often need to travel without being penalized for legitimate reasons. So, what exactly changed? First, USCIS has clarified that short and medium-length trips, up to 12 months, generally won't lead to automatic loss of permanent residence if the LPR can demonstrate strong ties to the US. This is a big shift from before, where trips over 6 months were a red flag. That means if you're going abroad for a job assignment, to care for family, or even an extended vacation, and you plan to come back within a year, you have more breathing room. However, here's where the catch comes in: it's not an automatic free pass to leave for a year and then just return without any preparation. USCIS expects you to show that your ties to the US remain intact. This can include proof that your primary home is still in the US, that you're continuing to file taxes as a resident, maintaining a job or business here, or having close family connections. If you fail to show strong ties, immigration officers can still challenge your permanent residence at the port of entry, even if your trip was under 12 months. So it's crucial to keep solid evidence and documents proving your intent to maintain your green card status. Now, for trips longer than 12 months, things get a bit trickier. The US government still considers any absence beyond 1 year as a potential abandonment of permanent residence, unless you take proactive steps before leaving. Here's the key: if you know you'll be outside the US for more than a year, you must apply for a re-entry permit before you leave. This document serves as your permission slip from USCIS to stay abroad for up to 2 years without losing your green card. Think of it as an extended travel pass. Without this permit, returning to the US after a year abroad can lead to your green card being considered abandoned, and you could be denied entry or forced to apply for a new immigrant visa from scratch. Re-entry permits are crucial for those with jobs overseas, students, or family situations that require extended stays abroad. The new rules don't change this requirement; it remains the only formal way to protect your green card status if you're gone long-term. Another important aspect of the new guidelines is about maintaining your continuous residence for naturalization purposes. Many green card holders aim to apply for US citizenship after 5 years, but long trips outside the US can reset or break your continuous residence clock. With these updated travel rules, USCIS is emphasizing the importance of returning within 12 months to maintain your continuous residence, or using a re-entry permit if you're gone longer. Otherwise, your naturalization eligibility could be delayed. This means that even if you can come back within 12 months without losing your green card, you still need to be careful about how your travel affects your citizenship timeline. Now, let's talk about practical tips on how to travel safely under these new rules. 1. Keep your ties to the US strong and documented. Maintain a US address, continue paying taxes, keep bank accounts active, and don't abandon your driver's license or other documents showing you live in the States. 2. Before long trips, consult an immigration lawyer if possible, especially if you plan to be gone more than 6 months or close to a year. An expert can help you prepare the right documents and maybe even advise you to get a re-entry permit. 3. Keep detailed records of your travels. Boarding passes, tickets, hotel receipts, or anything showing when you left and returned. This can help prove your travel history if questioned. 4. File your taxes as a resident every year. This is a strong indicator that you intend to keep your permanent residence. 5. Consider applying for a re-entry permit if you anticipate being outside for a long period. Remember, it can take several months to process, so apply early. One question I always get: what happens if I overstay or unintentionally lose my green card due to travel? Unfortunately, the new rules don't fully protect you from mistakes or misunderstandings. If you're found to have abandoned your green card, you may have to start over with an immigrant visa application from your home country, which is costly and time-consuming. So these new rules are great news, but only if you're smart and prepared. Ignorance or poor planning can still cost you dearly. Let's also briefly cover travel during emergencies. In the past few years, COVID-19 has complicated travel plans worldwide. The new USCIS guidance specifically notes that pandemic-related or other emergency travel delays won't automatically be held against you as abandonment. If you got stuck abroad due to a government shutdown, illness, or travel restrictions, USCIS says they'll consider these exceptional circumstances when reviewing your case. This is a huge relief for many, but remember, you'll need to document everything. Keep airline notices, government advisories, or medical records that prove why you were delayed. Now, here's a quick reminder about the so-called 180-day rule and continuous residence for naturalization. Under previous rules, if you spent more than 180 days but less than 1 year outside the US, you might have faced additional scrutiny at naturalization. The new guidance clarifies that absences under 1 year generally won't disrupt continuous residence if you have strong ties. But, again, the proof is key. Before we wrap up, I want to touch on the importance of renewing your green card on time. If your green card expires while you're abroad, re-entering the US can become complicated. Under the new rules, the government advises LPRs to renew their cards early, ideally 6 months before expiration, and carry proof of renewal or valid status when traveling. Alright, let's summarize everything you really need to know. Green card holders now have more freedom to travel abroad for up to 12 months without automatically losing their permanent resident status, as long as they maintain strong ties to the US. Trips longer than 12 months still require a re-entry permit before leaving, or you risk abandonment of your green card. Maintaining ties means keeping a US address, paying taxes as a resident, and showing ongoing life connections to the US. Your travel history and documentation can be crucial when re-entering or applying for citizenship. The new rules acknowledge emergency delays due to pandemics or other extraordinary events, so keep your records. Always renew your green card on time, especially if you plan to travel. If you're planning long or complex travel, consulting an immigration attorney is the safest bet. So, is this new rule perfect? Not exactly. There's still a lot of grey area and discretion by immigration officers. And it's a reminder that having a green card means you must be intentional about your travel and residency. But it's definitely a step in the right direction, giving permanent residents more flexibility and peace of mind.